So, what's the one thing that is an absolute and total proof that somebody is a narcissist? If you have comments on that, just put it in the comments down below. But I'm going to tackle this head on. Narcissists cannot apologize. They cannot confront themselves and reflect on themselves enough and empathize with another person enough to be able to say, I'm sorry. I apologize for what I did because it led to this negative consequence. Narcissists cannot see that their actions lead to consequences. There's this completely missing, element in their psyche. It just cannot connect the dots from about their own behavior and it leading to something. The opposite end of the spectrum, which is more like the martyr, will take on more than their fair share of responsibility, because what they can do is really reflect and start to see all their mistakes and start to find themselves actually deeply flawed, as if they've done something terribly wrong. You can tell if some person has had narcissistic abuse or has been around narcissism just because of the way they tend to blame themselves and put themselves at fault for everything. These are the people who will be the over apologizers. They'll be saying, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I don't know why I did that. I'm just a fool. I don't know how I could do that. I feel like a failure. There'll be those people who will be wringing their hands, like you can see that they're sitting there and they're wringing their hands. And these could be also signs that there's been a lot of trauma, or that there is narcissism in their environment. I mean, this is just a really little tip for anyone kind of still wondering if there has what's going on. So narcissists never apologize. When my ex, despite everything, has not apologized to this day. I have even asked for an apology. I've never got it. And similarly with other narcissists that I've dealt with, who know clearly that their actions led to hurt and a lot of pain or really terrible consequences. In my knowledge, they have never owned up to that. Yes, the person who's been hurt has even tried berating them, has tried, really going after them. They've even tried to go on social media and do all kinds of things to try and elicit some kind of apology or acknowledgement that the narcissist was lying, or the narcissist was extremely mean and cruel. We can see that in the Donald Trump story, that despite all the factual errors and lies, he has never apologized. He just never apologizes, never even acknowledges that he made a mistake or stated something incorrectly. Now that's a huge thing. Just think about it. What would, if it wasn't Donald Trump, would you ever put up with that kind of thing? It would be too scary, it would be too weird. You wouldn't like yourself if you were putting up with that kind of outright lies on a daily basis. But narcissistic people regularly do this in their life, and very, very, very often they are not held accountable by anyone. They can have media people writing about them if they're in high profile, like we see with Donald Trump. We can see that their spouses, their children, Their family can have a lot of, complaints about them and their mistreatment, but the narcissists themselves will never apologize, will never admit that they did something wrong, and they will always deflect the blame. So, if you are at all confused whether you did it, because a lot of people who are going to watch this channel are going to be blaming themselves first, right? Because that's what, people who've gone through narcissistic abuse do anyway. Those are the kind of people who are more vulnerable to narcissistic abuse. And so, you're going to be asking, I bet 9 out of 10, 90%, you're going to be asking, hey, am I a narcissist? Is the person who's doing this video also narcissistic? You're going to have thoughts like that. And that's okay. That's absolutely okay. But just check if this person has ever given you a sincere apology, has ever expressed remorse for any harm that they did you, even when you've actually confronted them about the harm and told them how it has helped, it has affected you, and they will still not say those magic words, I'm really sorry. Even if you really force them, if you really get after them, and some of us can be a bit like that, that we really, really want to, be validated or be heard, or be acknowledged, our pain to be acknowledged. If you really press upon them, the most we're going to get is a very, you know, fake apology, dare I say it. I'm sorry, but more like, want me to say this. If I say this, I'll be able to get rid of you. It's not going to be a sincere, like, reflected apology. It's going to be not what you really need. So if you're looking to get validation from the narcissist in your life, I really, really think that it's an opportunity for you to kind of look inwards and see how you can validate yourself and what the need for validation is about. Because the narcissist is going to keep you on the end of that short stick dangling. They're never going to give you that validation, because they know if they give you that validation, they've lost their control and power over you. They will not be able to manipulate you. That's their biggest fear, is to lose control and power over the other person. And if they lose power and control over that other person, narcissists don't like that at all. They just don't like that, because that triggers their insecurities and their fears. They know no other way of relating to people. They're extremely afraid of losing their power. And their power comes from exactly this. Narcissism was also closely related to another character trait, perfectionism. Narcissists do not praise. So if you know a narcissist, they don't apologize and they don't praise. If they praise, it sounds more like a attack. It may even sound more, it can be very satirical. Look at you, you look really good today. As if you have somehow offended them by looking good today. Or you shouldn't look good because, they are not looking good. So there is also, apart from the other, issues, there is a strong sense of enmeshment that the narcissist has to have over your body, your things, your looks, your everything. So they see you as an extension of themselves. Narcissism is very common in collectivist societies. It's very common whenever there is strong enmeshment. And the narcissist really, really thrives in those environments, because they get their full supply, full dose. And so they are able to manipulate and control and retain power, and there's a lot of benefit to them. You know, those privileges come to them, because there are so many people who are part of the collectivist society in any group. So it'll be at the workplace, it'll be at home. There are all these people to control, and all these people to look at the narcissist, because a narcissist really wants to look at themselves. That's what narcissists, the story is. They're fixated on themselves. So they'll, just totally unhappy with what they have at all times. No matter what they get in life, they'll be unhappy about it. They'll be complaining about it. They'll be complaining about how hard it was to get what they have. They'll complain about anyone else having the same as them, and they will make empaths, the people who are a different sort of mindset, feel very bad, and they'll make them feel guilty and ashamed for having anything. You just can't have more than the narcissist without the narcissist making a game, a play for whatever it is that you have. Your body, so for people who are around narcissistic people on a daily basis, your body will have a chronic nervous system agitation, a chronic anxiety state. Your body will always be tense no matter what you do. You can do all the meditation and all the yoga. If the narcissist in your environment is less controlling, they may actually allow you to relax. Otherwise, they're not going to like it that you're able to tune out the narcissist. And so they'll be quite unhappy about that you are so in control of yourself and your psyche that you're doing fine without them. Oh my gosh, that's too much for the narcissist to take. The narcissist thrives on making you unhappy so that they feel equal or superior to you. The narcissist is driven by the need to be superior to everyone else. And if somebody is looking good and being happy and chilling themselves and relaxing themselves, doing their yoga and having a good time in life, maybe having friends and talking to the friends and not needing the narcissist, oh my goodness, that's not something the narcissist is going to like, because the narcissist thrives on control. And if you do not give them those signals, you tell them that I'm perfectly fine on my own, or demonstrate it in how you respond to them, or in their environment, you dare to be happy, the narcissist is going to take that away from you. Your smile cannot be bigger than their smile at all times. And so there's this video down below which talks about advice about working with narcissists or dealing with narcissists. And post your comments if you want more in depth, if you want to share your story, ask specific questions about your situation. This is a free channel. But if you would like to donate something to the effort and the time that it makes to create these videos, just post in the comments below, and I'm going to put in a donation link, if you would like to be part of that. You can also join the Facebook group, which is Holistic Happiness Academy group. And there we can also have some interaction and share these stories, learn and grow. Thank you so much. Bye now.